Hi there, my name is Greg Minton, and I would like to welcome you to Rated M for Mature with digitalchumps.com. Today I am joined by Mr. Will Johnson, who is a senior editor. You've been promoted once again.
Thanks, Greg. Appreciate
for
it.
digitalchumps.com.
How's it going, man?
It's going. That's about all I can say.
Sure.
I am also joined by Nathan Stevens, to my right, who is the managing editor, grand poobah of sorts, the big cheese of digitalchumps.com.
The head honcho.
You're doing well tonight.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Because Superman does good, right?
That's right. Superman does good. He doesn't
Did
do
I
well.
did I say good?
No, it's fine.
No, you said well. Don't worry about it.
Don't be paranoid.
He's in one of his moods.
Oh,
we
my goodness.
I'm not in a
established
mood. This is who I am every day, all day.
That's what she said.
So, I guess to start things out, I would just to give our viewers some background about Digital Chumps and this fledgling podcast. Nathan, would
$10 words,
That's
fledgling.
right. Seriously. I don't even know what that
which
means.
is also a test
Fancy
of
GRE man.
my patience and ability to handle stress. We're slowly working through that. It'll be
Be an
good.
It's like a therapy session.
Yes, we're good.
I just don't know. She
I
doesn't
need
listen to
this.
me anymore. And the therapist is like, maybe we should stop being a punk. I don't know.
Trust tree. This is a trust tree for
So,
tree of trust.
We like pass around
so
like
would you
the
like-
stick, like where you speak, like the finger. It's like, I have the spoon.
So would you like to know how we were born?
I would actually.
A company that we used to work for. What?
Oh, I was.
It's a serious.
Good.
Oh, I see
I'm
what you're
sorry.
saying.
I was
Yeah.
being whimsical.
Okay, nice. So a company we used to work for, an unnamed website I used to run, pulled us in a day, which is fine. We were fine with it. And over a period of 48 hours, we created Digital Chumps from a gentleman who will go unnamed because he doesn't like to be named. No, he's not like a drug dealer or anything. He just doesn't like to be named. And in '08, and we've been doing our thing since.
Okay.
There's really nothing more to it. We've been through this road before. We write reviews. We do previews. We go literally worldwide.
Quite literally.
Eric Lehman is one of our writers.
Brilliant guy.
Yeah, he's really brilliant.
Yeah.
Funny guy. He actually had a 3-day trip to Germany, including the flight, to test out Need for Speed. 1 year.
Okay.
So it was funny too, and this is a side
They
story.
flew him out to Stuttgart, right? Where Porsche is.
Yeah, they're like, you're gonna test drive a Porsche. I'm like, Eric, so you're getting off a plane from America to go test drive a Porsche sim day, playing a game, and then coming home. So yeah, whatever. Just don't kill yourself. Anyway, that's worldwide. So that's where we are. We've been doing this. We cover all the major games. We get blasted when we give reviews that are too good, and
I've done that before.
yeah,
We'll get
we've
into
all
that.
had a
in a
taste of
moment.
that. But yeah, we've been around. We do a lot of things. So it's really an uninteresting history.
Gotcha.
But it's a good
mean,
start.
But the website is independent.
Yeah, we're indie. We don't really do ads. Actually, we don't do ads at all.
I like to say that we're nonprofit. It's not necessarily by choice.
I just
but-
feel like when we say nonprofit, it's just like we're curing cancer or something. That's not even the case.
No, but that sounds better than just to
Blasting
say that
people's
we don't get
creations.
views, like right? Like, we're a nonprofit site. It's like
On the weekends, we pack lunches for the homeless, and
Yeah.
that's not what we do at all.
the like
That's-
hashtag lunch bag thing or whatever.
we
that is.
probably should though. That's
It's really funny.
would
Read
help.
our website on no device that you have. Never mind. Enjoy the sandwich.
oh, that's terrible.
Where would you want to go with it? Where would you want to go with
I
it?
thought we were just gonna end it. and just
Raising
move.
awareness in the homeless community, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with the homeless. I'm down with the homeless. But read our website. Like,
Here's it.
Fair enough.
read about stuff that you're not doing right now that you can't do because you don't have a home and electricity.
Aren't you
What
glad?
the
Aren't you glad you wrote
Let's-
this rundown, Greg?
Let's. Oh boy.
Oh,
You're the one that wanted to go there.
I mean, there's a great chance homeless won't see it anyway. So
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I need this. Everything's fine. Everything's great.
Keep convincing yourself of that.
Trust
Yes.
me. That's,
We're gonna get pulled off YouTube immediately.
Well, we're also.
oh, I
we're-
seriously doubt that.
That's true. That's very
If we
true.
put music underneath this, we probably will.
Like Letarian Milton is a real thing. We're fine.
Well, if we
You want to pull us back in?
break into song, then we
Really
might
back
be
in.
into
What's
trouble.
wrong? What's wrong? Breaking down the song.
So in short, we're a website that's been around since '08, and we've got like 15 writers and a couple of interns, one who's okay currently, a couple that last semester could have done better.
Fair enough.
So are we done with that? We're good?
Sure. Yeah. Why not? I was going to bring up, efforts to assist the video production people here at the university, but
No, we're good.
pass.
We'll edit that out.
Yeah. I guess the first thing I wanted to discuss was
That
Will.
thing.
Yeah.
You brought this up. It
I did.
was
Yeah.
a very interesting bit of news. Microsoft's acquisition of
Mojang.
Mojang.
Yeah.
I'm always
Really?
afraid I'm gonna
Mojang?
pronounce
It's
it
a silent
incorrectly.
J, yeah.
Yeah, it's Swedish.
They're Swedish. They're a Swedish company.
It's Swedish.
Marcus
for,
Notch person and you got me something
He's got a
Swedish.
first
on it.
name?
What?
He's got a first name?
Marcus
I
Notch
like it.
person.
No idea.
Is it person? I think.
Yes.
Perrson.
He's a guy.
No, I was trying to. I didn't know how to pronounce his last name.
Is it?
Mojang
Is that his last name?
It's like Perrson. I think.
Where does Notch come
Person.
into the?
Notch
That's
is his nickname.
handle.
For,
Like everyone has. Like my gamer tag is Big Will 07. My first name isn't Big. Like we all have gamer tags. Like
could be, I mean,
and handles. His is Notch.
you don't
Yes.
know.
Like Sean Baby. That's not that guy's real name.
Are you sure?
That's what he goes by, Sean Baby. I'm almost positive. It's not his real
Almost.
name. Almost
99%
positive. It might be.
certainty.
Really on
Alright.
Wikipedia, it's
Anyhow.
80%
He
positive.
would be named Sean Baby. And like they did like the Simba thing, like when he was born, Sean Baby. So there's the song. We broke out the song.
I saw the lyrics of that last night.
No, you didn't.
I think he wants to keep on track with the Mojang.
I would
thing.
love to keep on track with
enough.
Mojang.
I'll
So,
get in my
Microsoft
head.
is, I believe, actually, they're in the process of acquiring
Yeah,
Mojang.
it's just like any of those.
They're
like
still
when you,
waiting on
when you
some
announce, yeah, it has to go through
trade
like,
agreements.
triggers on all that.
That whole international law thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're acquiring Mojang for, I believe it was $2.5
$5 billion with a B.
billion dollars. And I guess I wanted to
Yeah.
speak with you about, what you feel like this means for Minecraft, as well as what it means for Microsoft, why they would, spend such an astronomically large amount of
Yeah.
money
For essentially
to,
one game, right? To this point.
Yeah,
Because I mean, Mojang isn't really known for anything else.
scrolls, man.
Well, come on, give me a break.
Horseball, or whatever it's called.
What?
You saw that, right? Like he created a game where a
No.
horse is like
I didn't. I was too
kicking
busy
a
playing
ball.
Minecraft.
No,
Fair enough.
that company made a game about a horse kicking a ball across a landscape. That's it.
That's really funny.
I'm not joking. It's on
That's
the,
fine. We're not
played it.
questioning
Oh.
it.
I'll search for
Come
it.
I'll
here,
search for it
Notch
right now.
made it.
Just forget the presentation.
I'm closing the
Closing
the
right
slideshow.
there. I think the acquisition I thought was interesting, but what it does is it gives Microsoft. There it goes. Microsoft. Like Michael Chertoff, our former Secretary of Defense. Michael Chertoff. Anyway.
I don't follow podcasts. I'm sorry.
Anyway, I think what it does is what it's done is it puts Team Xbox, Microsoft Game Studios into a new market. All of a sudden, overnight, they are now third-party publishers. Now, only for this one game to this point, but Phil Spencer has been outspoken about that they're not pulling Minecraft from anything. They're not pulling from PC. They're not pulling it from the PS3. They're not pulling it from the PS4. And the Vita version will go on as continued. That's been continued to be pushed back. That's hit some bad delays. But all of a sudden what this does is it puts them in the third-party publishing business. And that's kind of an interesting thing. I wonder where they're going to go with that. Now, they can be pretty hands-off, particularly with at least with Minecraft,
Oh,
the first
definitely.
one, right? Because it's pretty much done. Now they continue to patch it. They can do the kind of mashup things as they've done more DLC, that kind of thing. And now they can do time release if they want to, because now they own the property, or will probably, as long as their acquisition passes through. What this can do though is Minecraft is a huge hit, no matter if you play it or
Oh, yeah.
not. I actually do play it. I don't play it a ton. It took me a while to kind of get into it, and then I played survival mode, and I actually really enjoy that a lot. I didn't think I would because I love creative because it's pretty much just like digital Legos, right? Essentially. But survival is actually pretty fun, and there's actually some strategy to do. And I think the one thing about Minecraft that I don't know if the creators intended it to be such a big thing or not, is how much of a community there is. There's like a huge community around the game, and I don't think they anticipated that when they released the game. I honestly don't think that Marcus Persson and the other two developers, I don't know their name right now, I don't think they anticipated it being such a cultural phenomenon, and it is. There's a guy I work with, and he says that's all his son talks about is like, if he's not talking about Minecraft or like with his friends, he's like watching YouTubes on other people create stuff.
It's definitely invaded our culture. I mean,
It has.
I guess it's passed the test of having even a South Park episode.
Exactly, right.
About it.
Right? Like if you'd have told Notch and those folks that when they were creating Minecraft that they would have posters in Walmarts, they would have called you crazy, right? And another thing that this does, another position that Microsoft can put themselves in, like right now they are the scorned enemies of this console, this line of consoles at this point. For better or for worse, for right or for wrong, they are. And I think that's just Microsoft in large. They're a huge company, so they take the most shots. They're seen as the evil empire,
Yeah.
I guess Bill Gates would be the emperor, and I guess Steve Ballmer would be kind of a weird Darth Vader kind of deal, I guess.
All right.
Try to get that image out of your head. Good luck with that. What this does is this can put them on a good. This can kind of reverse their role, at least just for Minecraft. Because what's going to happen is Sony's going to be put in a position where eventually, if a sequel does come out, and when the game boots up on a PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, a Vita, the PS TV, whatever it's going to be on, and that's going to say Microsoft Game Studios, is Sony going to be put in a position where they're going to look like the corporate greedy ones that are allowing their pride to overrule what makes good business sense and what makes good sense for the consumer? The downloadable version of Minecraft
Yes.
has been the top-selling game on the PlayStation Store since it came out.
It's the same deal for the
Xbox Live Arcade, right?
Arcade as well.
So, those trends aren't going anywhere. And when Minecraft 2 comes out, which I'm sure it will, or they'll do some watercraft or spacecraft, whatever's next, that'll be the same thing. And when that game boots up on any device, PC, Xbox One, PS4, whatever, it's going to say Microsoft Game Studios on it. And if Sony decides to not pick it up because of that, at least in just that one instance, they'll look like the bad guys.
I don't think they'd pick it up because of that. They wouldn't. It would probably be more about the contract.
Okay, but what I'm saying is
than
that would be
anything.
the only reason why they wouldn't pick it up, because you can't. The success can't be argued, and the fervent want for this game can't be argued. Their audience
not at
wants
all.
this game. So if you don't put it on your console, it's just because the other company that you're in direct competition with in terms of hardware has it, and it's one of their things because, again, they are now in third-party publishing all of a sudden. Sony isn't yet in third-party publishing. They might acquire something that's a huge hit down the road.
I think Sony would do that, though.
I'm not saying they would, but if they did, they would look like the bad guys.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't put it past them to not. Seriously, I wouldn't. I really would not put it past them to not pick it up, because when someone is holding their DualShock 4, it's going to read Microsoft Game Studios.
So.
You don't care, but the Sony execs will.
But what in their past makes you think they'll care?
This is unprecedented territory. We've never, to this point, at least in the recent run of consoles, since Sony and Microsoft have been in competition with one another, there's never been a deal where something that one side produces and one side owns would filter over to the other machine.
Blu-ray player.
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up.
Just saying.
Because, I'm glad you brought that up. Microsoft is the one that looks like the bad guy here, right? They could have made that decision. They could have said, we don't want Sony tech in our machine.
They did.
We're gonna
Yeah,
we're gonna go download only. We're not gonna put a Blu-ray drive in our new machine.
They
would have got panned for that.
Oh, I'm sorry. They did last generation.
with the,
Okay,
it was undecided.
but the
No, it wasn't undecided. It was an HD DVD. They went that route and they failed.
okay,
And-
I know that, but that's not what I'm saying. You're saying for what they put in the machine that was in direct competition, and I would say the decision for them to not put a Blu-ray drive in the 360 was the right decision because it was able to keep their price point low. That's why the PS3 was so high because it had a Blu-ray drive in it. That's why the price point was so high for so long.
So why didn't they do it sometime along
Because-
the generation?
Because the hardware's already there. Because they were already selling.
Okay.
They were already selling more 360s.
How much was an
than
HD
PS3.
DVD drive when it came out externally?
200, I believe.
Yes. So 200 added to what? $299 on the price point when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's $499.
It's still $100 cheaper than when the PS3 came out.
The first lowest SKU was $399 for
Nobody
the PS3.
cares about a machine without a hard drive in it, Nathan. Come on, give me a break.
It had a hard drive.
Not the lowest. Well,
Wasn't
it had
proprietary
like a 4 gig
either.
hard drive or something. Something pointless.
No, it wasn't proprietary either. You could pull that hard drive out and put any standard
And then you'd have to go out and still
laptop
buy
in.
something else for it.
Cheaper than $100.
We're console gamers. The whole point is not have to do anything with that thing. I don't want to do anything else to it. It's done.
My point is, Microsoft did exactly what you were assuming Sony might do.
You didn't let me finish with the one. Microsoft could have decided to go download only
Sure.
and not put Sony tech in their machine, and they would have got panned for it. Rightfully so. They would have got panned for it, but they sucked it up, put Sony tech in their machine, and pushed out the one. If Sony was to do the same thing, say we don't want something, we know millions of our gamers want this on multiple devices. They want Minecraft 2 or whatever it's going to be called, whatever. But because it's owned by who we're in direct competition with, we're not going to let you guys have it. They're going to look like the bad guys in that.
They won't do it. It's just too much at stake.
Okay.
It's not.
All
It's
right.
not like Tomb Raider.
That's fine.
Honestly.
I
yeah.
don't think they will do it, but I wouldn't put it past them. We see huge companies all the time do things that save their pride more than make business sense. They definitely put their own pride over the consumer for sure. Absolutely. All the time. Look at pharmaceutical companies. But okay,
Digital Chumps Pharmaceutical Podcast, where we talk about pharmaceuticals.
I'm just saying,
Sponsored by Xaralto.
those people that run Sony are very proud people. They still run hardware. They still make products that nobody cares about. They still make huge tape drives that like 3% of companies around the world use, but they still make it because it's Sony. And we think
Are
our
you talking about
products
the
are superior
beta?
to everything.
Beta?
No, they're like these big like data discs that have like 80 and 100 gigs that like go into big tape drives and server racks.
Do you know why
and
they do
things.
that though?
I mean,
Because
everything.
people
Revelation.
can't afford to sometimes upgrade their hardware, so they keep
But
that in play.
Sony doesn't have to make those. There are plenty
They
of
don't
data
have to,
companies.
but
There are
they do
plenty
it well.
of storage companies in the world that could make those things and do a better job at making them. Nobody's going to think about Sony making a outdated, archaic storage thing. People are going to think about Crucial or Newegg or Verbatim or Memorex for that. Nobody's going to think about Sony.
When do you think the Sony beta died?
When the adult industry decided to go VHS.
Nope. Beta's still alive. News stations use it. They still produce it. Sony produces it. It's theirs. They do it because those people still want it. They don't do it because they think because they're Sony. They do it because there's a need for it.
So
I'm just saying.
back
bring it back.
to Mo Yang and
I do like your argument though.
Microsoft.
I think it's fair.
Again, I'm not saying Sony will, but I wouldn't put it past them, and they will get universally panned for it, and it'll be like the one time that the evil guys win. Like at the end of like a wrestling event, like where the NWO is like crushed, Goldberg or whatever, which never happens, but when it does, it's like a huge deal. Oh my God, the bad guys won, we gotta sign off. Here's Greta Garbo movie or whatever, like.
I thought about once joining a bad martial arts academy.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
I was
Just
definitely a Wolfpack
lead-
kid. Hold on up.
lead
Don't turn
some
your back
good
on the
dudes.
Wolfpack.
So
Wrestling.
yeah.
What's wrong with wrestling?
I love wrestling.
Wrestling's amazing.
I was there for the
WCW
British
was
Bulldogs,
amazing.
baby. I was at WrestleMania 5.
You serious?
I am-
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. Atlantic City.
So
Went to
awesome.
WrestleMania 5. I'm not
so
joking.
cool.
That's we lived in Maryland. It's like WrestleMania 5. Let's go.
Nice.
I love the
That's cool.
WWF when it was in its heyday.
Like I said, I was a WCW kid. I was a World Championship Wrestling
Oh,
kid.
when WWF, sorry, we'll get back to this. When WWF kind of went the flashy, weird way, went to WCW because I thought that was great.
It was amazing. Such good entertainment.
Was it? No, it began as NWO, right?
No, it started off as NWA, which was like
NWA, that's what it
a promotion that was being run in Georgia at the time, I believe. And then Ted Turner wanted to get into the wrestling business, so he got in touch with, I forgot who he got in touch with originally, and the WCW was kind of
it
just
Bischoff?
waning. Well, Bischoff is what, like, I forgot who ran it before Bischoff.
Minecraft to Bischoff.
I forgot who ran it before Bischoff, but there was another guy who was in it, and he was doing just a decent job with it, and then he decided, you know, you're not doing it. Apparently, Eric Bischoff, his first year on the job, came into the, like, big production table. He put his feet on the table and was like, hey, go get me a coffee, and was just like, Joe Cool, and they came 2 weeks. They came 2 weeks away from, they won, I think it was 82 weeks in a row. They won the Nitro Raw ratings. Oh. It was said later on that WWF was 2 weeks away from folding as a company. They were going to let WCW have it. But because of them announcing that Mankind was going to win the title that same night, because at the time Raw was taped, combine that with the finger poke of doom thing,
Yes.
that completely reversed it. They were 2 weeks away from winning. Ted Turner was beating Vince McMahon. They were 2 weeks away.
That's
really
rough.
Yeah.
curious about that, but
No,
I would like to get back to Mo Yang. Microsoft does expect to, I believe, within fiscal year 15, make back their investment.
I mean, honestly, they probably will, because they're going to be able to sell this game on multiple. When the Vita version comes out, and then stuff for Windows mobile platforms comes out, that's just going to blow up.
You make one product, one add-on for this game. It's $15. You pretty much made back a good part of your investment.
Like I said, I think it's a smart investment, and it's interesting to see now a first-party player, a hardware player, be now a third-party publisher. As small as this is, it's just one game, I know. But it'll be interesting to see.
You know, this affected my kids when this announcement happened. Like, my oldest daughter was like, "It's over. The dream is dead."
Oh,
she
no.
told me that. I was
really
like,
funny.
"What happened?" We sold it to Microsoft. I was like, see, it's okay. You know, you're running it on a Windows operating system most of the time anyway. Right. Now it's a logo on there. That's all it is. No, they're going to ruin it. And this is, I swear to God, this was a quote she told me. They're now going to make round objects in it. And they were devastated. Like, both my daughters were just devastated by that. Not round objects. I was like, My wife just like walked out of the room.
I don't
She's
like
just like,
bowls and plates. Get it out of here.
these are your geeks. You formed this. You brought this evil in the household.
They're the one that are riding pigs with carrots.
They are, actually.
On a stick.
Completely related story.
Yeah.
So I guess they updated it recently to like 1.8. I don't know. And in the kitchen, I'm like in the bedroom playing some game. In the kitchen, I hear, "Ah!
Yeah.
Sarah, come here. You can ride a pig now." And I was like,
on a stick, yeah.
"What the hell does that mean?" You know,
I
don't get this game
need
still.
to.
You don't like Minecraft, do you?
I just don't get it. You know, I'm just in the wrong
Honestly, you have to
generation.
play survival. And I'm not saying you will get it after that, but when you start like doing the little micromanagement stuff,
You gotta.
and you do
slumming it.
Honestly, it's like, let me try thinking how to explain it. It's like Legos meets Oregon Trail when you play survival.
Oh, I can see that. I've seen
Yeah.
I've seen them play it before.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't get watching on Twitch. I watch a lot of stuff on Twitch. That's the one thing I can't do, because I like Minecraft. I really do. But it's literally the one thing I can't watch on Twitch. I would literally rather watch Hearthstone, something I know nothing about, than watch Minecraft.
I feel like a lot of the popularity on Twitch would have to be related to just the personalities
That's
that
fair.
are
That has
that
to be
are
it. Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
doing expo.
Yeah, because like the Justin Flynn could play anything, like people would watch it. He could play like Pong. Or
Could he
Tiddlywinks.
play
Cliff horse. That's what it's called.
Cliff Horse?
That is
I'll have
what
to
he
look that
made.
up.
It's a horse hitting a red ball on cliffs.
Nice.
Not joking. It's just that's the game.
But hold
there's
on.
nothing
Aren't you
else.
pumped though that Goat Simulator's coming to consoles? Aren't you pumped? I can't wait. I don't get to play it on PC. I don't
Do you
get
know
it.
Goat Simulator?
I do not have a Goat Simulator slide, unfortunately. Had I
It's
known.
a goat.
I can't.
Oh
wait.
yeah,
It looks so hilarious. Like when I was
It's
watching
an
on Twitch.
exclusive on Xbox, isn't it?
Is it exclusive?
I think it's a timed
Well,
exclusive.
I know when they did the Gamescom, when they did the ID at Xbox thing again, the like trailer thing. I know they showed Goat Simulator, but it doesn't necessarily make it a exclusive. They haven't said.
For some reason, I thought it was a time, but it might be wrong.
Well, honestly, they might. as good as Goat Simulator might be for the downloaded effort of Microsoft, we don't know if DayZ is going to be a Sony exclusive or not. And that'll be bigger than Goat Simulator will. DayZ actually has a pretty decent
I've been
following.
watching that on Steam.
Yeah.
I've been trying to wait for it to go down in price. It's,
Yeah.
I'm cheap.
Do you have to play Arma to play DayZ, or do you play Arma?
DayZ is standalone now.
Well, no. Oh, okay. I phrased the question wrong. Do you have to have like a knowledge? You have to have knowledge of Arma
I
3
have.
to play.
Do you want to explain what
No
DayZ
idea,
is
sadly.
for people who have no idea?
I feel like a lot of people know what
don't know
DayZ.
what
Well,
DayZ is essentially DayZ was a mod of Arma 3. Arma is like this huge, use a full keyboard. Is it first person or third person? It's third person, isn't it?
It's third person.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
but
It's like-
explain the
serious.
story.
It's
like
a third
what you
person
do.
army shooter, and like it was just a mod. It was just apparently what I can gather, it's just like a zombie mod, like you boot into
Yep,
a random
zombie
server.
survival mod.
It's a survival, and like other players can screw you over.
Yeah,
That's
really
the
bad
big thing.
apparently. And aren't you always persistent in the world? Like you can't, like your character really doesn't ever log off, right?
No. I'm
No,
pretty
okay.
sure you're-
There's some
That'd be
zombie
terrifying.
there's some zombie game that my brother and his friends play on their computer. It's like even though you log off, your character's still in the world. So you have to find like a really good place to hide, or you'll die.
That's terrible.
Yeah. You'll just come
You
back.
wake
and
up
be
in the
dead.
middle of the night. You still okay?
Um,
You wanna move on now?
You do
I
it.
would,
Yeah,
I
we
would
probably
love
should.
to
Yeah,
actually.
that's-
You know, whenever you guys were discussing the wrestling and things got heated, I couldn't help
How
but
good
think
was that
of
though? We wedged in wrestling in the
out of nowhere,
gaming podcast.
and it made
Love it.
sense.
Pat
It
yourself
did
on the
make
back.
sense.
That's-
We were talking about corporate structures and two huge companies and how one decision that you think is going to be good can wreck your entire thing.
Fair enough.
Full circle.
Full circle. Excellent.
Better than Full Spectrum Warrior.
So, I guess a bit of a heated topic for our website.
Here we go.
Has
Your
to
turn,
be this.
I wrote 4,500 words about this,
And it was good.
and nobody except you read it, Will.
what?
You skimmed over it. You know you did.
No, I skimmed over.
I
it.
skimmed over it. I was like, ugh, what did I do? I felt like Will Ferrell after the scene in Old School where he gives this speech, and he's like, oh,
yeah.
what happened? That's exactly at the end of my review. I was like, where am I? I blacked out. Oh, review's done. You know, this is the
review is
nastiest
for
shit
Destiny.
I've ever heard from people.
Yeah.
Just the nastiest.
Really? See, I didn't honestly. I looked at the first day and I scrolled down and I saw you had like 5 positives and like 12 negatives, and I was like, oh no, he's and I haven't looked at it since. I was honestly afraid to, because you're my friend, and I didn't want to see you just get.
We haven't
like,
made it to 20
shotgun.
positives yet, but there are 40 negatives.
Oh,
So our
And you should see the stuff that, like, the comments that are under
Yeah.
moderation right now. Like it just, the system automatically pulls people who are nasty.
Oh, okay.
And I know, I don't know why.
Does it? Can you still find it? Like in
Oh
the
yeah, you
background?
can. You can.
Okay.
I can still turn it on,
Yeah.
but I choose not to because I'm just like,
yeah. Right.
so what
you
we're
can be negative in my review. That's fine, but when you become a nasty asshole, that's
Oh, you mean
Yeah.
a troll? You mean someone who's on NeoGAF? Yeah.
oh.
just
I
to
like those
give
folks.
our
know you
viewers
do.
some background. Nathan did a review for Destiny, and he apparently made the mistake
Point one.
of
Mathematically, I wanted to give it a 9.5 because I felt good about a 9.5.
Mathematical slide.
But yeah, the mathematical slide just wasn't working out with the
What if you
amount
put
of
the tail to 9?
categories.
Would it be 9.4?
It was either 9.4 or 9.6, and I was like 9.4. Really, I really wanted 9.5.
5 rounds up, right?
Yeah,
So
just
there you go.
up. So I got 9.6, and I was pretty sure before it hit Metacritic that there was going to be like. By the way, thank you, PlayStation Magazine of Australia, for hitting 100. Now you got all the heat. They're the only ones above me now.
Okay.
So, but for weeks,
They took the aggro off of you.
since it got launched, I was the top scorer. And every time somebody went to the Metacritic score, they were like,
who are
read
these
review.
guys?
Yeah, assholes. Yeah.
How
How could you not like it? Oh, let me read you one of the best ones. And
Yes,
this
actual evidence.
This is great.
Uh,
Do you wanna,
oh, go
no,
ahead.
No, that's fine. Are we
No.
not there yet?
No, by all means.
I'm not going to tell you who this is because I don't know how laws work with libel
Yeah,
and all that.
right.
Anyway,
I think they give up the right when they post it to a public medium, but to on the safe side.
this person's using Yahoo to post things, and so I might as well be Hotmail. Dude, a score of 9.6 means nearly flawless. That is not what it means. That's what he thinks it means.
Right.
That's
A
not what I
10
mean.
is not
There's
flawless.
more garbage to this. There's
Yeah.
one guy who compared Destiny to Waterworld.
Oh, man.
Which is just like, wow,
Ooh.
you really took a dip
He
there.
really didn't like
It's-
that game.
Well, what I'm having difficulty understanding is why you get so much vitriol for, being a reviewer who objectively enjoys a game.
I enjoyed it in the alpha stage. I enjoyed it in the beta stage. And I knew when it was coming out on the 9th, when I didn't see everything, that I was going to enjoy it. That's just how it went. And it's not like, I went to Destiny's booth and I was like, oh, free t-shirt. Wow, it's already got a 9. That's not it. It's just a fun game to me. I still play it. Even between reviews, I have a couple of guys, actually 4, who we have to rotate because we can only have 3 at a time. Who we still play like for 3 or 4 hours a night, and we understand what the game is, and we're really happy about the game. And then some of the people's complaints, I'm not sure what they expected. And
Yeah.
these people are like, "Oh, this MMO sucks." Well, it's not really supposed to be a full MMO. This first-person shooter was okay. The mechanics were good. Well, it's not really truly a first-person shooter by Call of Duty kind of rules.
So you were grading it on the merit of it creating its own genre.
Yes.
Okay.
And
that's fine.
it created its own
I'm
game.
not saying that's
I mean,
wrong.
it's-
I just want to be clear. That's what you were saying is like you thought it combines so many elements that it's not gonna come to a full fruition. Did I pronounce it right?
not at the beginning.
Well, I mean, just the fact that they're not charging like $15 a month to play it proves that it's not a real MMO.
And that's a
right?
huge plus.
That's a
I mean,
huge plus.
People don't understand, World of Warcraft sucked when it came out initially. There was a lot of limitations. It was a very
Those
small
are-
world. It was vanilla. By
I played
every
back then.
definition of it, it was vanilla.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well.
But you understood that you were buying into something that was going to be long term, and just the same thing with Destiny. I knew it was going to be a long term venture, and I could see the pieces laid out. We're going to go beyond with this first initial release. They're going to start adding things, time events, different things you can play. I saw that laid out, and I know Bungie, and they already has released some timed events that are really fun. They're difficult as hell, but they're fun. 2 things that I think really kind of turned people off in this game. First, again, they just absolutely didn't understand it. They had no idea how this was going to work out.
yeah.
And they went into it assuming one thing, it wasn't that thing, and they immediately hate it. And instead of accepting something different, they just hated it. It's easier to hate.
Okay. Yes, it is. You are so right about what you just said. It is in this day and age when everybody has a voice, and we're in the era of hyperbole. It is so much easier to hate. You are absolutely right about that.
And it takes one dickhead who really hated
Yep.
it to get a mob together,
Yes, it does.
and they
The mob
hate it with
mentality,
him. And this is a big budget game that had a lot going for it. And it still
Yeah.
does. And it's easier to smash into that and say, look, you failed. All that little hype, the marketing, the money you put behind it, the idea that you had with it, it's gone. And we don't like it. And everybody else, guess what? It sucks. And
Yeah, it does suck.
Yeah, that for no reason people are shouting, in the crowd, yeah, we understand. And they have no clue. Most of the people who hate this game have never
Like,
played
I don't want
this
to wear
game.
a cape, so this game sucks.
Yeah, half the
it's like,
people, half the people on forums are just like, oh, pre-ordered canceled. It's like, oh, what are you?
Wow.
Anytime you want to try it yourself and have your own opinion, that'd be
Right.
fantastic.
if I could just play devil's advocate for just a slight second.
Go for it.
There's a friend of mine who plays on his Xbox, and he likes it, but the one thing he was disappointed with was that how much of a focus was taken off of single player, like an actual campaign, in favor of doing the like online fire team stuff. So perhaps, and again, I'm not saying any of these people were as constructive, but do you think that the lack of, because 9.6 doesn't mean nearly flawless, but 9.6 means that this thing is about as good as it gets in terms of what's feasible.
Sure.
So the fact that the campaign maybe wasn't as long as some people would have liked, does that earn any kind of demerit at all?
Did he like
on your summation?
Did he like Titanfall?
He doesn't really play it. No.
Okay. People who love Titanfall hate this game
Okay.
for
Really?
that reason. There's no really good story, and that just baffles me. So you get Titanfall that has really
story.
no story, and they're adoring that, and then they go into Bungie's Destiny, and it's just the story's in pieces, obviously, because you can't just give the whole thing up.
I think his thing
just
was
not that
not.
type of game.
It wasn't necessarily a narrative. It was length. He was like, man, it was only 8 hours long, and the campaign's over.
There's no way. There's no way.
Okay. Again, I haven't played it, so I'm not confirming or denying. But that was his one thing. It's like even he reads our stuff and he was like, "Dude, I like Nathan, but yeah, not sticks too high."
Okay. 5 days
Yeah.
of hardcoring this game, at least 5 hours. That does not make 8. I don't know what he's playing or how long he's played it. It wasn't meant to be played by your lonesome.
It wasn't,
just was
and that's the biggest reason why I said that. Like last time we did a recording, is that I don't think I will get it because not enough of my friends are excited about it. If a lot of my friends were excited about it enough to form a fire team to play all the time, I would have absolutely played this game. But this game reaches another level, and it's what we said. I'm reiterating. My argument about the game last time we did a podcast, a vodcast, sorry, is.
You are stuck on the term vodcast.
It's a vodcast.
Okay.
It's a video
Okay.
podcast, man.
Right.
If people can have vlogs, we can have a vodcast.
All right.
Fair?
I'm going to go hop in my
right.
car later
He's just
on.
the moderator, right? Let's just go.
automobile.
But this
Kidding, I didn't
game
mean to dumb you
reaches
down.
an absolute new plateau when you play with friends.
It's just different.
It reaches an absolute, just the PvE stuff when you have a full fire team. Gameplay doesn't get much better. It really doesn't.
I agree with that.
It really doesn't.
PvP, when you have a full fire team,
When you get strats going, things like that.
yeah, you
Okay,
can have up to
yeah.
6 people playing PvP.
Okay, yeah.
So I've seen that before where people are cold and calculated on that. And you can tell people who've played together.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
they enjoy
They're
it.
doing map control and things like that.
Yeah.
Classic
Spacing out.
Classic Bungie multiplayer constructs. Map control, knowledge of the map. Now it's not true arena, so you don't have to go after power weapons because you bring your weapons. But map control is something that not a lot of shooters. It's not a main it's not a main tenet of some shooters is map control, and that is something that Bungie championed, and everybody tries to imitate, but nobody can duplicate true map control.
You brought up a good point, though. You bring your own stuff.
Yeah.
That's something I don't believe has been in a PvP match before, like this, first-person PvP.
Okay.
Where you win stuff on your PvE side and you bring it into PvP.
Right.
Which
Okay,
makes
sure,
it,
yeah, right.
So like
I'm with
you get the gun.
Not so much.
The gun
don't
that
mean
blows
like-
everybody away
right.
on level 24,
Uh-huh.
and you can actually bring that into a match and have the same amount of damage,
Yeah.
kill people. People hated that. They consider that unbalanced.
Well, I hate that about the PvP myself, but I'm an arena guy. Like I said, I'm a Halo fanboy.
Sure.
So to me, even loadouts, like you playing more than me doesn't make you better than me. You have a higher weapon. If I had the same weapon, I would kill you. That's why I prefer arena style for PvP.
I get
it's
that,
like
though.
everybody have even I forgot what it's called now. There's a name for it. It's called it's not even loadouts. It's like something loadouts. It means that everybody has the same build going into the same thing. Everybody has the same damage counters. Nobody has better armor or anything like that. To me, that's true PvP. True online.
Yeah.
You know, that's what happened.
Oh.
What's up?
Don't worry, there was just a light. It fell.
Just like
Yeah.
just fell.
Kill
Killed somebody.
somebody.
Everything.
That's
It's like
crashed down.
it's like the Butters, the thing where he killed all those people in the auditorium when he's saying, "I got something in my front pocket for you."
Oh, that.
Have you seen that?
That gets us muted.
Okay.
That is
there.
amazing.
That-
That is an amazing. I'll show you that.
Great.
Clip. It's an amazing.
We
clip.
can't go on Twitch now.
Oh.
No, but honestly, I think people were, in my opinion, wrong, and I think people jumped the gun, and I don't know. It's much easier to hate something than it is to appreciate it.
Something as big as this is going to get the trolls out,
Absolutely.
and they're gonna say what they said. Again, my thing is, as long as you're objective, if that's what you really think, but
Yeah.
there's going to be people out there.
Well, one of the greatest comments, by the way, down here was how Activision paid us off to do this. There was one guy. This is great. So
I always love that argument.
No,
They
that's
said
a
the same thing to
terrible
me
argument.
about 3D realms in 2K when I gave Duke Nukem a decent
that's it.
rating. Same thing.
You give it
it's
a
like,
7 and
well, who
people are
paid
like,
you off?
"Oh."
It's like, yeah, I'm just rolling around in like a new Corvette. The compliments of 2K. Yeah, let me tell you.
there's this guy who works for a security company who that's all I'm going to say about
Okay.
who he is, who actually came on and was just like, hey, this review kind of smells like you've been paid off. And I was like, well, we're an indie site and we have no advertising, so I don't know how that works. He goes, well, that makes you more suspect because you're an indie site. And I was like, that doesn't even
Right.
make sense, you jackass. And I was like, you go to other big websites and you see Destiny banners everywhere. Everywhere.
It's like a scrolling background, like takes up like all of your
I
RAM,
have
and like you
been-
can't like load the page. Like,
Your flash plugin fails. You know, that's it.
plug in crash. Like,
But it just goes on. I'm just like banned. You know, I don't mind you. That's
Yeah.
that's a Facebook post. I think like 2 days after my review went up, I put it like I accidentally put it on my Facebook page, but then covered it. Covered up. It was basically like, listen, jackasses, this is how this works. You can come on here and you can break down this review any way you want.
but make sure you read it before you say what you're going to say.
And as soon as you get belligerent and obnoxious, you're out. I don't mind criticism. I do not mind that. Just when you're a jackass, I mind that. Yeah. There's no reason.
The way I kind of feel about it, and like I guess the wide array of review scores, is that reviewers are all different people.
We are.
And with the nature of a game like Destiny, for instance, depending on how you play, who you play with, you're going to have a different experience than anybody else.
Sure.
Like,
Absolutely.
for instance, kind of in the same vein, I guess a lot of people are compared Destiny to Borderlands.
Yeah, I could say
It's,
that.
it's comparable. Like Borderlands, PlanetSide, there are some comparisons. PlanetSide's probably the strongest.
Minus
similar
Minus
similar
the humor
elements.
of Borderlands.
Just in that, like, I can't get into Borderlands right now because I don't have that backing. I don't have that fire
stable,
team
right.
sort of
A stable of guys that
support.
play all the time, yeah.
So,
Sure.
I mean,
That helps.
anything that's
That does. You're right about that. That does
It
help.
just
That does.
honestly, like having a group of people that you play Destiny with all the time makes it a different game. It does. It makes it a completely different game. It's not a bad game solo, but this game reaches like why it exists.
Yeah.
It reaches that when you're playing with other people.
Oh, I think we got to move on.
okay.
We don't have to. I rambled on about my game.
No, it wasn't rambling. It was nice.
Actually,
tend to
was I was gonna continue to soldier on with Destiny.
Can we get wrestling somewhere in this?
Perhaps.
Now it's I think we're gonna go to the news slide and we get into Greg territory.
Oh, this is all
no.
Greg. All I know
All
is
right.
that during the summer, our account goes down because of this stupid service.
Really?
Because I spend so much money on it. My God.
Oh, I see.
I was gonna say I was like Gavin's gonna have you killed, dude.
No, I think this service is like brilliant.
It is incredible. If I was a PC gamer, I would have like Steam stuff on my wall if I was a PC gamer.
Yeah.
It is a
Unfortunately,
fantastic service.
Unfortunately, I didn't really have too terribly much to mention about Steam. Actually,
Oh, really?
Well, the
Speaks for itself.
The big yes.
It's so perfect it doesn't
we
need.
were actually all going
Trying to figure out the
uh,
logo.
We were all going to take a few.
Is that a gear?
So what-
It's a valve.
how is it
Well,
turned?
it's
It's not.
It's a what?
Is that a
no,
valve?
it's in the, yeah.
Isn't it like
really?
a turbine? Like isn't it like this is like?
Oh, it's a little crank.
It's like no.
It's not a valve.
I see it differently then.
Yeah.
I don't see that. You see that?
It's a steam.
Oh, I can
like,
see it from the other
crank
side.
system.
It's like
I
a
see it
piston
now.
mostly.
Yeah, piston.
That's
That's the one. Welcome to Mechanical Engineering Podcast with Digital Chumps.
CAD or whatever.
so what do you have to say about Steam?
Steam released a new update. I believe it was called. They refer to it as the
They release an
Discovery
update
update.
every 10 minutes.
Well, okay, yeah.
It's like iTunes.
I opened it up and it's like update. I was like,
Well,
today?
this one's actually a bit larger. They've changed a lot of elements with their store. They've done a lot of things to allow you to customize your store page. They've added special tagging for things you're interested in. You can actually just straight up hide things that you have no interest in whatsoever. It
Like Five Nights at
creates.
Freddy's. Like is Five Nights at Freddy's on Steam yet, or is it still on IndieDB.com?
I have no
You
idea.
don't know what Five Nights at Freddy's is?
I don't.
Homework, two of you. Look up Five Nights at Freddy's on YouTube.
It
is honestly-
Is that like the Chuck E. Cheese thing?
Dude, literally, it is going to contend. I completely cut you off. I'm sorry. I just got really excited. I was like, Five Nights at Freddy's. I knew what to talk about. And you reminded me.
That's a
It's
horror
okay.
game.
I
isn't it?
understand.
It is going to contend with, and this is a huge year. It's a little less of a year because some of the survival horror games got pushed back.
I heard about this game.
But it's still a huge year for survival horror. The Evil Within, Alien Isolation, and that might beat them. Seriously.
I don't know.
head to head.
Have you really seen The Evil Within? It's the only.
No,
it's the
I'm
only
with you.
game that made me uncomfortable.
But
At E3.
but the people who have, and I'm too chicken shit to play this. Honestly, I am. I'll just admit it. People have said this has freaked them out more than anything they've ever played, because it's like it's the element of surprise that you just can't, because the problem is, even in traditional survival horror games, once you see your enemy,
the Chuck
he's
E.
there.
Cheese thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Really?
once you see your enemy, he's there. What Five Nights at Freddy's does is you have to always look away from your enemies. You like to because like you have to look at him. You have to like flash the camera up, see if he's there, look back, make sure your doors are okay. You got to check, and it's like it heightens up the anxiety so much that these simple animatronic things become like your worst nightmare.
So this is kind of like PT.
I was gonna go with Super Mario World with the booze. Similar to that.
What year are you living
Boo
in?
is awesome. How awesome is you found Boo like scary? I thought Boo was cute. I couldn't be afraid of Boo. It's new Boo. Like what
It's terrifying.
It's like he's supposed to be like the most frightening thing in Mario.
Well,
He's
I was
cheeks.
just referring to the mechanic. Thank you very much.
Fair enough. Sorry.
Pop up your camera and shit.
Seriously, PT.
I want to play that.
I've never heard one of our good friends, Tim Martin. I've never heard him scream in a mic before.
Oh man.
It was so entertaining. Like I knew about the game when it got announced. I guess at E3 or Gamescom.
Well, yeah, it's like an interactive trailer that apparently people have surmised is silent. Is like a
oh, it is.
silent
It's
kill.
at the end.
Yeah.
It
It
says
says
like it goes
okay.
right into the trailer.
Okay.
So, but yeah. So that's the whole thing. You're in this hallway,
Yeah.
and you keep going through it, and you got to figure out certain things, and at some point, a ghost or some horrible, terrible thing will catch you and scream at you, and that will end it. It resets.
Oh man.
And it's terrible. Like there's one scene where you go up to a radio and you can't touch anything. You just look, and you zoom in, and the radio, which is playing music, starts breaking into dialogue, and it says, "Don't look behind you," and like you just
And then
sit
you
there.
have to be like you're.
Yeah, you're just like, and you can hear, like, if you've got headphones on or a good speaker
man.
system,
Yeah.
you can hear breathing and stuff, and it's all moves and.
Maybe they can make like a haptic turtleneck, perhaps.
It's still downloadable on the PSN store.
Does Sony? Do you want to know
Terrifying.
if Sony still has like those patents on that haptic stuff?
I don't know. What
I read this like almost 10 years ago that they bought patents on being able to like stick things on your head, like some kind of helmet sensor thing, and it would mess with the thalamus gland in your head, and like stuff that happened to you in game you'd actually feel.
It's probably going to be in Japan and not here.
Probably.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't want that
More
shit in my
terrifying
house.
than the
I don't either, because I don't want to like actually be worried I'm gonna like take a BR to the face like first.
when my youngest daughter wakes me up in the middle of the night for like something to drink, it scares the shit out of me. I don't really need
Right.
a video game to do that to me. It's, I need water. Yeah, I don't need
Oh.
that. Wake up.
You're gonna get
She
daddy
did
heart
that
attack.
one night. She was just like, hey. Just in that voice. And I'm a light sleeper, so it scared the shit. I think I elbowed my wife in her head. It was just terrible. It's
I
terrible.
can see it. Which one was it? Mallory?
Mallory.
Now I can see it. I can see the whole picture now.
She's got crazy eyes. We love her though. That's one of our.
She looks like, honestly, you know what she looks like? She looks not exactly, but she kind of has the same essence of. Have you guys seen the meme of the little girl with like the fire in the background?
Oh,
She's
that's
like,
totally her.
Yeah, right.
When I see that, I'm just like, one
Calamity
day
Kid?
that's gonna happen to our house. She's gonna be out.
The
She's gonna be
grid
like,
thing.
yeah. That's. I love her. Just understand that. It's just that if I had to vote, which kid is gonna turn into a serial killer?
Mallory.
That would be her. We love her though.
Okay.
We'll support her in jail.
I'll tell you what I love.
She
and
can be
that
on
is
Orange is the
She'd
New
be like,
Black season
you know what,
15 or
You
whatever.
know what's funny is that like years down the road when YouTube is like collapsing and she's gonna be Googling something, she's gonna find this podcast.
Oh my! And just kill you. Then
she's
her,
gonna
her
pull the
rampage starts.
plug.
Then it's gonna be you first, then me, then Greg.
She's gonna go to the home
why
and
did,
pull
why
the
did we
plug. That's how
why
that's
did we
gonna
get
be.
the same hospital room? I don't understand.
No, give me
Why
that.
did we
Because we're gonna be
become
doing our
And we're like tied up
podcast.
like in like those like awful like beige strap things. Come here. Like,
You're just building this survival horror right there.
you should do that. You should make like a little indie game with like Mallory as like the killer or whatever.
That's a good idea.
Right?
Go to a game.
She can be like
game
a-
jam.
You could sell it at Steam.
She can be a super secret boss on Five Nights at Freddy's when it comes out for Steam. The Steam edition will have Mallory.
Nice.
That's the incentive to buy because a lot of people
You
have
know,
bought
now-
off that IndieDB site.
I can officially never put this podcast on my Facebook page.
Oh.
All the relatives will give me hell. Oh,
Yeah.
she's so sweet. You know.
I can put it up because they don't. I'm not friends with any of them on Facebook.
Hey,
Just to clarify, asterisk on Facebook.
No Mallory was harmed in this stuff. Steam. So how's Steam?
Yeah, Steam's great. I was actually going to go into. They've added a lot of features to the store page. Now you can actually. In the past, I've had issues with like it wasn't like very heads up about games that you already owned, and if you have a very large library, say you play PC games exclusively, then you might have
a Parks and Rec thing here, where
Yeah.
the accounting office through the first four. You probably haven't seen this show. There's an accounting group that's in the show that's always wanting to like show off QuickBooks to the group.
Okay.
You're that guy. We love you though.
just like
It's like I cannot win. This is so.
Let me
awesome
tell you
because
about
it's organized.
PC, and you're playing your console exclusives,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm sad. But then I
You get to play Steam.
I have
Play
Steam.
Let's listen to me.
I have Steam.
You can hide all those titles alphabetically.
Oh, yeah.
That's-
So they've
That was an unfair shot.
What?
they've added.
It was
Apparently, if you would let him explain the update, it might
Yeah.
be crucial stuff.
sorry.
So they've added some new features to the store. They've made the store page like intensely customizable. They've added special filters for and tagging for games you already own, which it's a
How many
weird
games
thing.
do you have to own that you respect tags
That you-
like that?
I don't.
How
well,
many games do
sometimes
you own on
some-
Steam?
I don't know.
Just a
guesstimate.
ballpark, man.
A little over 200.
Okay.
Sweet Jesus!
Yeah.
Seriously?
But the thing,
a lot of
that,
you
but
get a
that's
lot
the
in
thing
packs.
about
Summer sales,
that's
bro.
the thing about the digital. What's it?
Digital
Delivery.
distribution.
Digital distribution. There it is.
Dear-
That's the thing about it is like that. Some of that stuff is so cheap. Like there's a game that I want to play on there. It's only like $3, but I don't want my computer to like throw like parts and like transistors out of the fan. There's like a little game where
His computer.
you grab the mouse pointer and you have to like guide it through these hexagons.
Oh,
There's-
Super Hexagon.
Super hexagon. That looks amazing. That looks so awesome. It's like
I
$3.
do own that one.
You know what I picture there when you were trying to decipher it from his descriptions? I was seeing tags. It's just like hexagon, mouse
Like
yeah,
a cloud.
There's a little
it's
tag
a
cloud
cloud.
floating above my head.
equals out. Search
There
it.
it is.
There
I found
it
it.
is.
He's like IBM Watson.
That's what he is.
Big Blue. How pompous?
Deep-
Hold on. Wait. Time out.
It's Deep Blue.
How pompous is it?
Big Blue is a track in F-Zero.
No. Big Blue was what they referred to the company in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thanks, Greg. Fuck you.
Oh, damn.
So I'm kidding. They were called Big Blue.
I need this.
That was the
I
name.
need
of the
this.
Because
company.
IBM had a blue logo.
Yes.
And that leads to my pompous
They were
point.
business
Have you
machines that were
seen?
international.
Have you looked closely at their ads?
No.
Okay, so they have them in a widescreen format.
Yeah.
And I guess they're in 2.35 by 1. So they have letterbox.
You're getting technical now.
Their letterboxes are blue.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Welcome to branding, baby.
Blue letterboxing.
Welcome to branding.
They might as well just like put pictures of like, what's his name? Alex Kasparov. What was his name? The Russian guy. They
No,
got
I'm
beat by
enjoying
Deep,
this.
by Deep Blue and
I don't know.
what was his name? Gary Kasparov.
Kasparov.
Gary Kasparov was his name.
You
Yep.
geeks.
And like,
even know
they
that.
honestly might as well just like put pictures of him with like the steam coming out of his ear because he couldn't beat the machine. That I actually watched a really interesting documentary about that.
A Wile E. Coyote sort of.
Yeah, no, honestly, it was like
Okay, but
it was
bring
like
it back.
Deep Blue
Bring it
versus
back.
something.
What's your problem with branding?
That is just so pompous. That is
Really?
that's literally more pompous than like Nike. Nike is the most pompous ad like company you can get.
Are you kidding me?
Fighting
They're
words.
so emotionally riveting.
I adore Nike. I buy Nike products. I love Nike products. I love that we're a Nike school. But their branding is like the new Richard Sherman commercial. Give me a break.
You don't like that?
How much money do they pump into that?
Okay, which one is that? Is that the one with the beef jerky?
No, not that. That's Alberto beef jerky with Stephen A. Smith. That one's actually kind
Or is
of
it the one where he's the greatest of all time?
bad. And then like they made a fake movie trailer with Damon Wayans Jr. in the commercial.
That's hilarious.
I love it.
I just want to roll
Sounds
my eyes.
great.
It's like,
What's
give me
wrong
a
with
break.
you? You don't like Richard Sherman? He's such a fine, upstanding individual from Stanford.
I love Richard Sherman. I do, but that
It was
commercial is
Stanford.
ridiculous. Like, and so are color coding your letterboxing in your commercial.
I think
If Steam did it, I'd be okay with it.
I know you would.
They
Gabbin'.
would color them black.
Do you like? Do you
black
have?
letterboxes.
Do you have a good? Just personally, just nobody's watching. No one's gonna watch this. Just
Oh, okay.
just
only
bros.
33 people.
We're just bro down. You know, we're going to step 4 right
Welcome
now.
to Digital Chumps
bro
Bro
down.
Basement.
Bro down. We're going to step 4. We're skipping the first 3. We're going straight to bro down. Do you have a positive or negative? Do you think about Gabbin positively or negatively? Just
Who's Gavin?
Gabbin.
Gabe Newell.
Gabe Newell. He runs
Yeah.
Valve.
How
Nobody's really
does he
sure
work
what he
for
does.
Nike?
Valve's one of those companies that have like where everybody is equally important, but not really. Like nobody has like official titles.
It works.
They're that kind of like organic company, but in the background, though, I think they're like that's like a cult thing, right? Like
No, yeah,
I
it's
know
just like
your
Scientology.
I know your crowning jewel Bethesda has kind of a similar model.
Whoa!
I'm
no,
not saying
they're
it's bad
just a
about-
private company. That's
That's
all they
fine,
are.
and so is Valve. I'm just
Good
saying it's
for-
weird.
But good for them. It's not weird. It's just that
It
they don't.
It is
they
kind of
like
weird
the way they are.
It is kind of weird because you have Gabbin, and he's like the face of the company, and everybody's supposed to be equal, and we never see anyone else but Gabbin. And so, like, if everybody's equal, you'd like want to push like little Melanie out there, or Steve.
Okay,
or Steve,
how do you know they all didn't raise their hand and voted him as the face of the company?
I don't know that.
Okay.
But if everybody's supposed to be equal, then that vote should have never happened.
Well, they were equally giving their vote.
This isn't Lord of the Flies, man.
It
This
totally
This is a
is,
company
with
that
Steam.
Well, they're also a company that released a really great update recently.
It's organized
Well,
with lots of tags.
no,
You
no.
can hide things as well.
No, I think it's great. They've changed a lot of visual elements of Steam. They've also
Less
added.
black.
More
They've
blue. I noticed they changed the icon.
They've
like
got-
the icon on my.
they've got,
went from
like,
black to blue.
It's nice. and they've
2.35
also-
wide
Them and
ratio.
IBM are conspiring.
They also have
IBM
added.
Steam.
IBM Steam.
They've added special ways for if you're a reviewer, for instance, or if you're just a personal a regular Joe who likes to write reviews for games, just like your standard customer reviews, then they actually allow you to subscribe to certain users or certain groups and do
Okay,
browsing in a curated fashion. And they've also there's just a lot of convenience features. Okay, I'm
QuickBooks.
stoked about it.
So exciting.
Okay,
You have to understand that.
And
you,
they-
literally,
No,
literally, like we are not PC gamers. So literally, what you're describing.
That's not true. You, of all people,
And-
should relate to him because of the way Xbox One is done.
It's not. It's not
It's a,
that.
It's a lot more organized.
Then what?
it appeals to
It's not more organized than
the
what?
the OCD in me.
The play. Say it loudly.
So, Steam.
He said PlayStation. Just so you know, he said it's more organized than the PlayStation. Fanboy, right there. You proved it. Right there. You wouldn't lamblast your machine.
Lambast.
It's the exploding whale thing.
It's funny.
And they've also added music player.
I
into
noticed
the-
that
into
was
the
kind of a
UI.
weird thing. It was
okay.
like
And
Seriously.
with that, they've also any game that you own, you have the soundtrack. Or
So
if you
let
have
me
the soundtrack.
let me ask this: do you think this is an effort to try to
Or at least
get?
the Valve games. Sorry.
Do you think this sort of like integration into other things and how deep they're going with customization and the organization skills and all that? Do you think that's an effort for them to get people more comfortable with SteamOS when that gets more salient?
I would definitely say so. I
Yeah.
mean,
That makes sense to me now because they're going with the music thing with your own MP3 collection. That's a file management thing, right? It has nothing to do with games, at least
yeah,
not
Well,
directly.
It's a convenience thing to where you don't have to swap.
You can just say hooked
back
into
and
Steam.
forth.
So you might as well use SteamOS.
Yeah.
If you like this, you should try SteamOS, right?
Yeah, definitely.
That's
you
called
install
marketing,
that
baby.
on?
Gabbin. That's a Gabbin thing.
On
You
your Steam
install
box,
Steam
bro.
Steam box.
Steambox.
A
bro.
$2,000 Steam box.
Yeah.
That runs nothing.
Games. Okay,
Literally,
welcome to my
isn't
game
it
box.
only like 10% of the games that are on Steam?
Hey,
work on
we could-
Steambox so they run SteamOS.
We could do that in a console, really?
Oh.
Damn, you are just taking shots tonight.
That's not a shot. That is fact, all right? I didn't call it Waterworld.
See, I know. I was like, he's still salty over those comments. He got his Destiny review.
To hell with them. It took me about 3 days to get over this shit.
Did it?
Right?
I mean, honestly, it did.
Yeah, I had to like cry a little bit and I'd be like, I can't. Then I remembered I wrote a review in 2010 for Madden, and I was like, I
Not
remember
the worst
those
ever.
networks. It was terrible too.
We'll get it out. We will work through this
Next time.
slowly.
Next time.
So
Shadow and Mordor review will be a revisit of Hatefulness.
really,
Yeah,
okay, fair enough.
it's a fun game.
So it's Horizon 2.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Yes.
I guess that's really about all we have
That's all we can
today.
Covered it all.
Cut
Wrestling.
this off, yeah.
Yeah.
Organization of Steam.
Wrestling,
That's
bad advertising, whole deal.
good
So-
advertising, branding.
I've been Craig Minton. This is Will Johnson. This is Nathan Stevens. Thank you guys very much for watching.